Nice! Ah, one final time, most likely, Miss Celeste. Ah, that was pretty cool. I know you can get Monokuma on the title screen, but I don't think that's happened a single time in this entire playthrough. Not even when I because I usually boot the game up once to see if it's all recording right on OBS. I exit out of it, I restart the recording, and then I go again. It hasn't happened a single time, which is pretty surprising, because I think I've had everyone else at least once. But anyway guys, we are back to begin Chapter 6, and very possibly the final chapter in Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. Of course, in the last part, we kinda, sorta, finished the investigation and the trial for the death of the ultimate despair / the ultimate soldier of Mukuro Ikusaba, which was, you know, the 16th student, the ace in the hole for Monokuma, supposedly. And now we are at a point to where we didn't really pick up all the answers, you know, we're in the home stretch now, I feel like, of the game, and I'm really curious going into this, because I feel like this is going to be, you know, this whole chapter, you know, structurally could be one giant investigation, right, because there's areas we still haven't had access to for a long time, you know, and we do now have the mono key that will unlock all of those areas for us. There is the point of, you know, the mastermind's identity, which we know is tied to the student body. So it is someone in the school. It might not be even the group that we have, but it's been someone that we have met throughout Danganronpa at this point in time, you know. And honestly, I don't know. I really don't know, because I don't see it being anyone of our group, right? I just don't see it being anyone that we are familiar with. Because, you know, I can't reason it being Kyoko or Makoto. I can't really reasonably say it would be Byakuya. Honestly, the most likely suspects are Hina and Hiro for various reasons on both. But even then, I don't really see that being a case either for them, so I really don't know. Yeah, that's just, I don't know, unfortunately. You know, I will say though, regardless of the outcome, I'm very much looking forward to getting into the final home stretch of Danganronpa, like I said, because I feel like we are going to spend time more so focusing on the previous trial case of Mukuro. But I also gotta imagine that we're going to lose someone or some persons in this chapter alone that retain to our group, right? Like, obviously, we have 6 left of the people that we've come to know. And I don't honestly know who we might lose. We got baited last time. We got baited with both Makoto and Kyoko. But I don't know. I mean, this is, you know, presumably this is the final chapter, so either one of those characters are now far more susceptible to dying for legitimately than they were before. But I don't know. We know that the mastermind was ploying to actually off Kyoko in that trial, and that they would have bended the rules of the trials anyway to get her out of the way, since she was becoming a threat. But this one, obviously, I don't really see that being the case. I'm also curious if the mastermind themselves will be an actual, a character in the final trial of the game, or if it will be a case of where, for the sake of being a fair trial, if somehow Kyoko or Byakuya or someone pushes it to the point to where the only way of the trial being fair is if the identity of the mastermind is revealed to the group, right? Because they have played that rule before, to where Monokuma's given information he wasn't willing to before for the sake of a fair trial. I'm curious if Kyoko can twist the narrative to where, for whatever reason we're in a trial, we have to know the identity of the mastermind. And even then, if it is someone that we do know already, if they'll just, like, retake their spot on the courtroom, if they'll take their spot of being in the group again. Because I think I don't know how the mastermind ends off in Danganronpa, you know. There are multiple games in the franchise. And while there could technically be multiple masterminds, I don't really still see how this particular installment ends. Obviously, we're in the first one, so I have the least amount of knowledge going into it in terms of a franchise of Danganronpa. But I just don't really know. I'm very stumped on that. Either way, though, you know, we are in the home stretch now of Danganronpa for sure. I expect this to be the longest chapter in the game, and I expect this to be the longest trial and investigation period in the game. So I'm really curious how this will go. You know, I won't do this in one part, because even then that would be a bit long for me, but I might try and, you know, just blow this out in two. And I said it like I haven't been doing that already for the entire game, but I mean, you know, I still feel like this is going to be a particularly long chapter anyway, so we'll have to see. Alright, and before anything else, I will turn up the volume as usual. Alright, the ultimate despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it to the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Kinda. Sorta. Yeah. Our enemy has finally been revealed. Not really, no. And here we are. But right now...
Anyway...
Right now, we need to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Alright, so I'm assuming we do now go onto the door. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. Yep, we have a key to every place now in the school. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's absolutely vital. It's an absolutely vital part of installing the mastermind. I would never part way with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? That is absolutely correct. It'd be kind of sus if we couldn't, but that does make a kind of funny beginning to the chapter, honestly. Hey, Kyoko, can we use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... Yep, obviously. Obviously it opened. Yes, it opened!
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. Calm down. Just going back to where we've always been. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief. Because the real fight had just begun. Alright, what is it? Oh, that's sick, everyone! Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, and ultimate death. Holy fuck, and it shows everyone in the group! That's such a cool shot. It's like a big poster shot right there. That was so cool. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Oh, you sussy baka. Jesus, you silly sod Makoto, you should have been going second, seriously. I know that we're still kind of keeping our silly censorship on Kyoko right there, despite that very one particular shot of Hina in Chapter 3, and of course the scene of Danganronpa in the bathhouse. You can almost kind of actually see up that thing, honestly. It's kind of like, it's not even like just not drawn, it's kind of there, but really well shadowed out, which is very interesting. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down. Yeah, seriously. How did none of you break anything from that drop? Especially Makoto, who had a desk and chair on him as well. That's kind of unrealistic part about this, guys. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you say that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help me calm down. Hey, oh, that's cool. Hey, Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? That's so funny. I just love how we have those shots. How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I came from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. Fair enough. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then is your family famous?
Wrong.
Yeah, they're detectives. Their identities are remained secret like spies. Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So
Right.
because we take pride in it. Pride.
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. That's a very fair point, honestly. You know, you don't pick a side, and that's the best way of getting the absolute truth, because obviously not everything is completely, black or white, and that's kind of how a detective works. They don't care if it's, beneficial or not. If it's the absolute truth, that's the goal in mind. Yeah, pretty much you just explained it right here. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains... before I came here, when was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Yeah, that's fair. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up on that pride. Really? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kuroguri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because of how much you wanted to reconnect with your father, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Don't you dare go assuming you figured out the whole ploy. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about. Was she underworked to capture him? Because he was being sus?
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There is something I want to say to him, though. Huh, what? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
Fuck. I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next of the Kuroguri family. He was talented. He had a promising future.
However...
But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. Oh, that's a big oof. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. And as young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. Ah. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. She might have been feeling... All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative, yep, and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had a life of his own to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing I can never forgive. Go on.
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But the rest of my family looked at me. They saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. Oh, that's why they see me. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow. Well, you got no problem with that, girl, because he's more than likely dead already.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever, I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, just cut ties, cut him like, just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or by soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't even know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. It is an interesting issue, you know, because I feel like a majority of people, maybe not a majority, but a good chunk of them, they never even meet most of their family, you know, cousins and distant cousins and whatnot, or people that are technically related in by blood and shit, you know. You don't always meet them, but of course I do kind of agree that, you know, it's the actions you really take, not that, you know, you are born into that do make the family, and obviously Kyoko severed that, you know, that desire very, very long ago. It's kind of sad though, because we are building this up for Kyoko on a path that I honestly don't think is even, like, viable anymore, because again, I truly do believe the one that Monokuma shot into that rocket and murdered was the father. It was, you know, her dad. So I don't know how we're actually gonna go through with this in particular. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of the door, Havoc Academy is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come up. That's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so we are free. Oh yeah, this is where that hatch was, huh? Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. Jeez, for someone like her to be tired, how is Makoto even still standing? I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Havoc Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. Yeah, you say that, and that probably is part of the reason, but it's definitely not the whole thing, girl. So, what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so there might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Fair enough. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. It's a fair point, really. Just up and out him and just say, bro, fuck you, that trial was rigged. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared? You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was.
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us to go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. It's my arse in the chopping block. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Well, Monokuma's everywhere around us, girl. He doesn't need to be in the gym. We can just scream out to him and he'll come running. Okay, yeah, those, the bars there are still obviously locked off, so we don't give away we have the key. The trial room, which we'll probably see for the final time. very, very soon. I don't even know. That's the interesting thing. I don't even know if we have free time anymore. If we'll even have any at all. That's kind of the sussy thing here.
Well now.
Pretty much what he just said. Kyoko, I don't mind as much.
I don't believe it!
But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing!
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed, but we won because we weren't the culprit. We weren't the blackened. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again! And so now I gotta punish you again! And this time I won't be leaving anything to chance. Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
now,
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh?
Huh? I lose?
Hey!
Hey, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed,
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made that choice out of desperation. No more than that. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
however,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery, alter ego. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you'd killed it.
am I wrong?
That actually looks kind of new. I don't remember if we've seen the accusing finger pointer before. Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love oh so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Oh. Don't just say it like that, seriously. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now. But with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find it.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only one absolute truth. And now you're going to try to talk like some kind of famous detective type? Well, obviously you know that to be the case, my bro. If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. Exactly what we did. Oof. Just keep your mouth shut, Makoto. He would have been griped by the despair you so love to inspire.
However,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you that I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Interesting. So she still found out that little piece of info despite the fact that she wasn't even on the floor of any surveillance cameras when it happened. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope. You bitch!
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square, so to say,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. Isn't that right, half and half bear? So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do to do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown.
One final
battle between hope and despair.
My bad, I didn't know she'd read that whole thing, but that was definitely awesome to hear.
Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Yeah, obviously that's not how the mastermind has been operating so far. We'll give them that at the very least. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting a little bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Wow. Oh, for fuck's sake, I already saw the pausable. Now, what you've suggested might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause your unbearable despair, right? Then I'm pre-bared to agree to your terms. Fucking hell, Mastermind Monokuma, you silly sauce! Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one final grisly showdown! He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys!
So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pouring around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain myself!
then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. And she looks so confident that it's time that we can do that. So this definitely is the final chapter of Trigger Happy Havoc. This is the true ultimate finale of the series right here. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement! When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will Ultimate Despair reveal their own despair? Oof. I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? The one, when one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that, for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And that's a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial was no exception, then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But Okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. So the mastermind's been here all along, yeah.
Listen.
Are you telling the truth? Yes, he is. Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry.
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable. Oh, you fucking know it. Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment. Overflowing with despair. I swear to God. I was given no more instruction beyond the pursue the lie option in the end of the last chapter in the trial. But I am really curious if there is an alternate bad ending where everyone gets one super mega execution. None that are centric towards them, but just one ultimate super duper extra special punishment that involves all 6 of us. That would be hot as shit. I really hope that is a thing. The fact they even showed they were willing to give an extra punishment, despite the fact it was just a copy and paste of, you know, the canonical Makoto one to Kyoko, makes me hope that they did another one specifically for everyone involved.
Hey.
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Alright, so the investigation... That's a lot of laughing. So the investigation then is kind of happening right away. Is this whole chapter just one investigation? Ah, that kind of... Alright, then that means that, yeah, that means I, unfortunately, if that is the truth, then there are no more, there's no more, what's it called? There's no more, free time, which means I can't finish off Byakuya, or, what's the name? Or Hina's, or Hina's sus. Ah, that kind of sucks. I get it makes sense though, you know, because we have everyone there. Alright, and despite the fact that Mukuro was now considered a 16th student, there is still no profile for her. I guess because she never got a handbook. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. Yep, so, this is it, the ultimate showdown. One final trial, one final investigation. But this time, we have the true memories unlocked of the ultimate detective on our side, so our odds now are better than ever before. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
However...
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? Because it's one final spectacle. This is obviously a TV show to them. So this is like the ultimate finale of the ultimate climax of the series. Literally. I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from one final showdown, do they?
So...
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
Because...
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let their guard down, like I said. Alright, let's see it. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said that they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the entire world, right? Yeah, they definitely did say that.
Listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't actually read about something like that happening very often. It's so hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However...
And yet somehow, the mastermind was able to do it.
In other words...
To think of it but think of it in another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
So...
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world despair.
It would seem...
The mastermind has been very abundant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words...
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely. I don't know, honestly. I don't really have a theory on why the mastermind... I've gone over some of them before, but I don't think I'm even close as to proving why the mastermind would do this. Prove a point?
Hey.
The outside world is a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. Said you're guaranteed for life, right? You're talking about hope, right?
That's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair. The mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. Interesting. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really the only reason they're making the rest of us for suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet, that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words...
Because their goal was to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
At the very least...
That's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
Indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much that they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Yeah, the only one that's kind of directly broken was Junko herself. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me. I like how they did bring up Junko once again, because yeah, that's the only one Monokuma went for himself. Although, to be fair, he did bait her into it. If I'm remembering how that worked out right, she got freaked out because he ran towards her, and on instinct, she, what'd she do? She kicked him, I think. No, she smashed her foot into his face and knocked him down, I think. That's what happened. So instead, they tried to use a class trial, following their proper rules, to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words...
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. Makes sense, yeah. When you don't live up to your own principles, your own message is just completely shattered. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
However...
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I don't have the slightest clue.
Wrong.
Well, I am the ultimate detective, you peasant. In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
And you're not even the ultimate gambler, and yet you're making the bet? Oh my god. But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. And that's why you should have had Oh, sorry. Got some, some wind coming up. Whew. And that's why we should have had Celestia stick around, since this is like one final gamble. The fact that you killed the gambler off way before this moment is fucking infuriating. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sigh of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd shown my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, like I said, I'm not even memeing about Celeste anymore, because what I really think about Celeste is that she was pretty much the perfect kind of blend and the middle person between Byakuya and Kyoko. Because obviously she had all the, like... She had the confidence and the arrogance of Byakuya, but she hid and masked herself and presented herself as kind of Kyoko. She had the mask on. She had an alternate identity to wear as a face mask, and didn't have, her true nature on her sleeve like Byakuya does, because Byakuya wears himself on his sleeve so easily. But Celeste not only had the ego of Byakuya, she was in a way just as cautious and again, just as cunning as Kyoko was. So she was a very interesting blend between the two. And I feel like these points that Kyoko's bringing up, the masking, the betting, to put the mask on so that everyone else believes it, even Celeste made the point that she's so persuasive, she tricks even herself into believing things that she knows deep down aren't true. All these characteristics are being displayed greatly in Kyoko, and that's another reason why I love Celeste, that she, not only is she her own person, she's also has the perfect characteristics of my other two favorites in the game, which is Kyoko and Byakuya. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However...
Anyway, we can't just relax yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We still have to win this game.
Correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us all our lives. There is no option but to win.
Hey.
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together when with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
However...
Is that really possible? Huh?
Anyway...
Right now, we have to go find the others, yeah, because we've never fully worked together before. There's always been at least one person kind of out of it, and for the most part recently, that's been Kyoko, I was assuming it would have been Tagami, but it has been Kyoko as like the one that's kind of not been there for quite a bit of the final stages of the game. But particularly in the investigations themselves. We spent more time investigating with Byakuya in the game than we have Kyoko, which is kind of nuts.
Shall we go?
That's kind of nutty. They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Absolutely. I kind of want to just go into the store right now because I don't feel like I'll have another shot. Or I don't feel like I'll have any free time anymore. I don't know. I'll do it at some point. But we'll see. I probably will just legitimately speed it up though, until I get things new. In this case, because I don't want to just, waste it all. Alright, so I'm going to check the dining hall. Nope. Oh. And suddenly, we were greeted with... Oh, hello. Whatever that is. You again? What the fuck? He's not even... There's not even any voice clips at all. Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. What the actual fuck? Did he actually break? What the heck?
However...
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah. Oh, and everyone's here. Nice. Nice!
Makoto?
Jesus, look at these faces. Like, I get Hina and Hiro, and Byakuya's like, wow, okay, you're still alive. But what is Kyoko? What is Toko? Why does Toko actually look... Why does Toko actually look happy that we're alive? What the fuck? That is so weird. She looks genuinely kind of happy. And of course, Byakuya is just putting up the facade of like, so you survived. Very interesting.
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
You bastards tried to kill me just a while ago.
You survived?
Jeez. You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
Absolutely, Master.
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
No, I am not a fucking ghost. Is that how short your top is as well, Hero? Holy fuck! I didn't realize your abdomen was exposed. Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up. You bastards tried to kill me. Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, that seriously stinks. Dude, I was in the fucking garbage disposal. It's Makoto, he smells like a wet dog. Get away. Shoo, nice. Shoo. And in a flash, my tears dried up. It's only been like, I don't know, an hour since you saw them last. I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me neither. You do realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. Sure. Let's go to Toko. What do you have to say? You stink. Are you rotten? God, you're the fucker that didn't take a shower for like a week when we first came here. And you're calling Makoto stinky? Pot calls kettle black, girl.
I'm telling you.
Rotten physically, mentally, every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly. Oh god, do you have a scat fetish as well? Super smelly. You smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. I win. Does that also mean you haven't been showering still? Have you not showered since we first arrived at Hope's Peak? She seems happy for some reason. I mean, she one-upped us, which means that she wants Byakuya to spend less time with us since last chapter. She was hella yandere at the idea of us spending more time with Master than herself, of course.
Yo!
Makoto, what's it like hanging out with the spirits and what's it like hanging out in the spirit world, man? I didn't go to the spirit world. You should have. You fell, like, head first. Like, pretty fucking far down. With a desk and a chair as well. I still can't believe no injury.
You know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. I don't know who that is. No, I didn't talk to her. Cleopatra? No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? I have no idea, honestly. So what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have access to new places again. No, because we established last time there was nowhere else to go. And? No dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. And there weren't any new areas. So where can we go to find new clues? Everywhere. Again, it's up to Makoto. It's up to Kyoko.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you. I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
Huh?
The last trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you.
Huh?
Then, who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying that the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
Yeah, you figured something out that I couldn't? Again? I'm being outdone again by you people? You spotted the trap. Did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just, you know,
However,
you had faith in Kyoko. But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules stated that only the Blackened is to be executed. The Mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the Mastermind agreed! Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you? Yep.
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last class trial, which we missed because we were on the chopping block. When you said, now it's the Mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to?
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here, man! For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. Yeah, in case you need a recap. Nice full break there. So, knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the Mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
Huh?
Every last mystery?
But
But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone, man?
I hate you.
Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with the way they are. I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living with Master forever. I meanwhile want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
Anyway,
At this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other
Interesting.
words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the Mastermind is, and how they killed Mukuro, and all the school's mysteries, yeah, it's one giant fucking investigation chapter. It's a pretty tall freaking order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. Yeah, that is so interesting. We don't actually debate at all with ourselves. We debate with Monokuma. Makes me curious again, the Mastermind... Okay, so... Again, what I have to imagine the trial will structure is that we are going back and forth with Makoto, with Monokuma in his judge chair, and then when we eventually discover who the Mastermind is, they'll jump out. Monokuma might deactivate. They'll jump out, and then they'll join us in the seats with everyone else, and then we'll debate back and forth like that. I assume that's how that would work, but again, this is a different kind of structured trial than any of the others, so I'm not fully sure how this one's going to work, but it's very interesting. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. Fuck. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants. All of them, yeah, you still under the assumption that one person around us is the murderer and the Mastermind. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Makoto's opinion is perfectly reasonable.
Huh?
But why?
So, in other words...
If the Mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the Mastermind would have to have set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, so there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
In other words...
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the Mastermind is... one of you. There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. This is still such a great shot. It's so... Oh, it's kind of surreal now seeing them all together like that again. Especially like Junko, Sayaka, and Leon. Those we have not seen in so long. Add in Mukuro and you get 16. So that means the mastermind would have to be one of them.
That's right.
And those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us, man?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say that for sure. We can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have said all that to convince us.
Indeed.
To confuse us. It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they must be a high schooler. So does that mean that ultimates are only given to high schoolers? I didn't think that was how it would work. I never thought about really how the ultimate class system works. But are you only given an ultimate if you're a high school student at all? Because it said that Hope's Peak guarantees you a way at life, so is your ultimate just written to the next person once you graduate and become an adult, like, legitimately? Because obviously, I think Hiro's older than everyone else, but he's still technically a student at school because he was held back. Huh. Not so sure about that now, honestly. But we've had no information on how the society and economy works outside of Hope's Peak anyway. So I'm not sure how we'll go on discovering that. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well...
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
But...
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us, as also why it couldn't have been the case, because you cannot predict how a conversation would go to that degree, especially with that many people. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Yeah. Well, maybe, but still. And we jump right into the goddamn class trial. Or the investigation.
This is a school announcement.
Yeah.
You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
Interesting. So we're now locked set on the ending of the game, obviously.
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
Oh, nice.
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit.
Yep, it's the finale, bro. There's no reason keeping any secrets anymore.
Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Is this just one day? Oh, I cut him off a little soon there. How many magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms? I've never heard that word before.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we have to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can only rely on myself, on the Tagami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then. Yep. So we're not against each other, but we're doing our things our own way from now on. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master, he didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee, so nothing. You're totally useless! I love whenever we see that crazy shot. So, bye. With that, Kyoko trudged out the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too. You're actually gonna investigate this time, are you? Holy fuck. You might be the key to actually winning if you put the effort in.
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit powers to figure out the mastermind's identity. Alright, well he set himself up for one of the challenges, which is pretty cool. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? Yeah, you've never investigated yourself either, have you, Hina? So you're kinda useless too. What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not like I don't trust everyone, you know? But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died.
Huh?
Makoto! Oh, it's even funnier to think that if things went differently last time, they would have fucked, and hard, and probably very soon. And everyone else with Hina as well. I want a fucking what-if story that fully expands on what happened in that alternate fucking reality. I need that. So much. That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
Okay.
So I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that will help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Well, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
Well then, my love, what shall we do? So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our own searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
so then,
Well, I'd better get going. I have an endless list of things that I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. And we will, by any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone. Yeah, I forgot, this is all happening at night time as well, by the way. Leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. Again, not maybe one of us that are alive, but a cop-out kill and them to leave them out of the equation for good is still very possible. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all escape together. Yeah, it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter at night time now. And we're getting that fucking sick theme from the last time. Yeah, it makes sense because this is like Mukuro's theme right here, since this is still her trial investigation, technically. This trial is going to be so fucking long. I actually can't believe it. This is going to be a very long one. And again, I think most of them have lasted like 3 hours, which is crazy. How long is this next one going to be? Holy crap. Chapter 2 was like 3 hours. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. There they were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusabi, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? Well, I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Yeah, and the second door as well, obviously, where the gates were down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll be able to double check the areas that are connected to the murder. I wonder if the body's still there, or if he had to... If Monokuma had to put it back. Which means the garden and the dojo. Alright, time to get started. Our list of things to do is a fucking truth bullet. That is not what I was expecting, honestly. So do we have all our truth bullets from before? No. Okay, we do have to go through everything. I guess because, yeah... No, we have to just recollect everything then, because, yeah, I was going to say, even the characters' accounts would still be relevant in this case, wouldn't they? The gate's open. I can finally check the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. Jesus Christ, what the fuck happened here? This is the second floor of the dorms? It looks like some ancient ruins. Well, no, it's more like the battlefield, like a bomb blew up here or something. Yeah, and there's blood and everything, and apparently, yeah, what is it? The headmaster has a very specific room up here. Alright, inaccessible. What the fuck was this tragedy? Holy Christ. This is insane. Definitely not the second game happening in here. Even the bedrooms! What happened here? The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bedroom anymore. It's not just garbage. And they're still giving us coins. 101. Very nice. Oh, I can't check the flyers on the floor. I opened the door just a crack. Glanced inside and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom. Just a big pile of rubble. Interesting. Yeah, look. What are these? These holes on the wall as well. My god. I'm so curious how they explain away what the biggest tragic event in human history was. Like, what did this? My god. That's so interesting. This is the girls' bathroom. Even in a place like this, I can't bring myself to go in. You idiot. You absolute idiot. There could have totally been something in there. I'm trying to see what that symbol was. Yeah, it's like an eye. It's like the fucking millennium symbol. A giraffe, interesting. Covered in presumably blood. Yep, the locker rooms, Jesus, completely smashed. The fucking metal bolt and plates are off there, are just thrown in as well. This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for Hope's Peak students who came here before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. It looks like this locker is already broken. There's a metal plate mounted to the locker. There's no way to get it open. Oh my god, we can check every single locker. That's crazy. I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even gonna bother trying. Alright, yep, so this one, which has just been completely done in. I don't think this locker's gonna open. But still, coins are coins, you know what I mean? I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the locker. That must be how you open this one. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers for the lockers on the second floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those. So does this mean... Well, let's just give it a try. I took out my e-handbook and ran it across the card reader. And then... Nice. No luck. Oh. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it, which means we have to find a handbook somewhere. Looks like this locker is already broken. These ones aren't broken. I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope. Oh, okay, that was for all of them. Alright, this one still. Nope. That just applies to everything then, never mind. And we can still look at these ones too. Yeah, that is creepy. Holy fuck. That's written in blood as well, which is crazy because that is so artistically done. Oh, what the hell? I didn't know I had a map. Jeez, I've never even noticed I had that before. That's kind of sus. Well, this is like a fucking apartment. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
Whoa! Hi. This is the headmaster's private room. Kyoko!
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. A regret. Alright. There's a lot of liquor down there, which I do notice, which is pretty cool, pretty sus. Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. Is it some kind of design mistake or a construction defect or something? It's a secret room, you idiot.
So...
There's a gap here, but it's not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space? Does that mean... You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. Go ahead. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not even sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password, and the door should open up upright.
However...
Right up. But I have no clue what the password might be. All I know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right. That's not nearly enough to go on.
It's true.
I looked for all this paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. When I think of how much time I wasted on this, yeah, definitely very sus, very fuming. Still assuming that the mastermind's a man. There's a PC on the desk. It must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some recent results left on it. Then we might be able to find some info on the ultimate despair.
However...
There's not much though. Nothing we don't already know.
In other words...
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy, which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sort of people, whose driving force comes from despair.
However...
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there? But I guess that's the best he could do to... that's the best he could do to do as a complete... Wait, what? Blah. But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kuroguri failure. Oh, we're talking about Daddy. But any information about the headmaster is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on.
Correct.
I see. That's a good outlook to have. Fair enough. That is a creepy, that's a very creepy fucking, piece of evidence right there. The ultimate despair has been added. Very cool. Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. Oh wait, there might... Oh. Alter Ego was used up the last chapter, so I'm not quite sure. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of. Something she didn't want to think of. For example... If it's just a fucking name, yeah, that would be sick. What about your name?
What?
Yeah, she would never have thought of that, huh? Oh, sorry, I was just I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password. Yeah, it's the thing of, not only is it unlikely, it's something she doesn't want to be right. Because if it's right, then that means that he didn't forget about her, and he might not be as bad as she was hoping that he would be after all this time. Knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
Well?
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, do whatever you want. Okay. Yeah, if this is right, she's going to be so disappointed. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. But if that's not it, that might just hurt. But if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey,
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Alright. In that case, here goes nothing. Keep in mind, if it's not Kyoko's name, remember to add the capitals in there. That's what you always do. If the password doesn't work the first time, you always add the capitals after. So it could be Kyoko without any of the capital letters. And without the spaces either. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kuroguri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling, as I finished typing it in. Oh shit. One try is all it took. What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
why?
Yeah, she's really pissed off. Why? Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko? Why did that have to be it? Oh, what is that picture? He never stopped loving this little girl. Hey, Kyoko? I may as well not even have been in the room. What the hell, there's a present there as well. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present? Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. Yeah, but this is the more interesting thing right here. I better check out that suspicious present before I do anything. There's a brightly coloured box here. It seems totally out of place here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Alright. Is it something that she would have wanted? Something that she always wanted as a child, maybe? Be careful, Makoto. Why, you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably. Huh?
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Oh. Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Alright, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath, then took a hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and... You idiot. She said one thing for you to do and you screwed it up. Kyoko's advice was of no use. I let out a trembling cry. Oh my fucking god. I kind of thought it might have been the bones of the bloke because Monokuma fucking killed his ass at the start of the game, didn't he? So I thought that maybe it might have been the body, because obviously Kyoko had to figure that out at some point. But holy shit, it's actually the bones and the skull. What was in that box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, colourful box. I mean, who would have possibly imagined? Kyoko.
I see.
Just as I thought. What? It's pretty fucking terrifying. Just as you thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there. Human bones.
Wrong.
Well, it's not that I was thinking of bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box? My father. Huh? What about... Obviously it's him, you idiot.
Correct.
What you found in the box. Those bones. That body. That's my father. Or at least, what's left of him. Are you serious right now? This is Kyoko's dad. The same man she's been searching for? Yep. Hold on, how can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. Oh, so that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but yeah, obviously, the headmaster is a student, and he's way too old to be that. Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two big ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume
In other words,
that most likely my father was in the school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. It's so hard reading this when I still can't click that fucking image at the back. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Oh no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong, which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties. But was that really all there was to it? Yeah. I gave up on that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing that it was something a true Kuroguri detective would never do. Would she really just give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Oh god, the bones are fucking evidence. Jesus Christ. They don't show us doing it, but I'm curious. I would love if, like, in the anime, if they just, like... Because I know there's an adaptation of Danganronpa 1. It's horrible, by the way. I've watched some of it. It's, like, the worst thing ever. If, like, Makoto or Kyoko just, like, pulled up a pile of bones and, like, showed it to everyone in the class trial. That would be so fucking sick to see. Hidden room present. And obviously we've got a nice little adorable Kyoko with a precious smile. Huh? That picture. Aww. Hairstyle hasn't changed at all. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Yeah. Hey, Kyoko. Yeah. Not only were you the password, but he even kept a picture of you. Of a happy moment in his life of just you and him. Can't mask that emotion, girl.
why would you?
She can probably even remember that exact day now. Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past. And yet... to now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was little. Who else could that have been? You don't have to think you're right about that. That's just obviously Kyoko. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
And that's not what she wants. Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself. To cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again? And this time he even stole the opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. Oh, why is... Oh, that's a fucking bullet too. That sucks for Kyoko. Oh. Notes. Probably stuff he wanted to send to Kyoko, but he never did, I'm gonna assume. The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but... I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission.
Hey,
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure?
because...
Never let anything get in the way of an investigation. I don't. Makes sense. Alright, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... An e-handbook in case of emergency. Interesting. It's an e-handbook, right? And it has a label on it that says in case of emergency. So we'll probably be using that to unlock all those lockers from before. It's probably an e-handbook that unlocks everything in the school as well. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words,
A handbook with no limitations, given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what that is. I think you're probably right.
it would seem...
It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. It already proves useful because I have to go back to the locker room now. Why don't you hold on to it? But Kyoko, I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? Yeah. Obviously, she's not letting the emotions get in the way, but I feel like at some point Kyoko is going to snap. I don't know if it's going to be yet. It'll probably be in the trial itself as we debate back and forth between Daddy and present evidence, but I feel like eventually she's going to... something will snap.
Hey.
Listen, Makoto. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? Of course. A favor, what is it?
So...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this, and I know it's only inconvenience you that much more, but...
Hey.
Yeah. Could you leave? I was gonna think, does she want us to now leave her alone throughout the whole investigation? Huh?
Correct.
Just for a little while. I'd just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko. Don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little.
Just a second.
I need to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see... Oh, wrong voice. Maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he'd hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened. What I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. Oh. God, there's so much to uncover still between like the relationship with Kyoko, with her dad. That all has to be added in the end of the game as well. On top of the stuff that went on before, on top of the pictures that we'll probably rediscover with, you know, the kids that have died, and probably with the ones that are still alive by this point. There's so much going on, and now there's Kyoko's own character arc in on this too. There's so much content still, and we're in the final chapter of the game. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry.
Anyway...
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Alright, I understand. Then I'll see you later. Alright then, and with that, Kyoko is just chilling. Is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. And I've never even fucking known these people. To find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt that the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. The one leading the Hope's Peak staff, the one who's finalized the plan to isolate you. It was the Hope's Peak headmaster. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this. That's interesting as well, because yeah, the headmaster and the mastermind aren't the same. But then why did Kyoko's dad want to isolate her here? That's still another, like, what the fuck mystery there. What the hell? And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. In his late 30s, that's like really fucking young, because like Kyoko... Yeah, Kyoko's like 18, I think, at this point. So what, did he have Kyoko when he was like 20? That's a very early start. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in this school right now. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind. Which means the mastermind's true identity is... One of you. I swear, they keep replaying fucking shots over and over. It's so annoying. 15 of us met in the dining hall. Add Mukuro and mix... Add Mukuro to the mix and you get 16. God, my voice is honestly killing me right now. And including me, Only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Possibly. Very possibly still dead. It's possible none of them are dead, or all of them are dead. That's the thing. God, it's crazy to think that now, the last death we actually had was Sakura. Fucking hell. Even now, that feels like it was a while ago. Even Mukuro. Even she's undeniably dead. So the only ones still left are me, Byakuya, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and Kyoko. That's our last group of the game. Only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be! I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. Yeah, we're really kind of set on the idea that none of us are the headmaster. But I'm so curious who the cop-out person was then. A leather chair? I can't imagine a student using something like this. It must have been the headmaster's. What's wrong with a leather chair? Of all things to complain about. The desk is home to a computer. It must have belonged to the headmaster. And of course, not evidence, but coins at least. And obviously I can't enter here again. There's still all kinds of stuff I want to talk to her about, but I'd better give her some more time. Alright, I wonder if I'll have to actually manually come back to Kyoko later then. If it'll make me do that. Alright, but now that we have that, handbook, we can unlock everything in here. So, let's begin. I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even going to try bothering. Alright, no, that was a block. That was a broken one. I wonder if I can open this locker. Yep. No luck, maybe. But wait, yeah. You have another handbook now. What about that emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Alright, let's give it one more try. I took the emergency handbook and ran it across the card reader and... beep. Alright, just what I was waiting for. Now, let's see what we've got inside. And there's quite a few of these to go through as well. Nope, there's nothing that could be a clue. Well, at least tell me what it might have been, at least, you know? Nope, no clue. So we're still going through the others. Looks like this one's already broken. One at the very end as well. Alright. But they really just fucking cuck us like that and have nothing? There we go. What the hell? Oh, is this our sus? Is this what the mastermind took from us? This locker is totally disorganized. Because we've got like a crystal ball, we've got some cards that might have belonged to Celeste, we got some, like a bead bracelet I think, a whole bunch of books. Maybe. I'm not sure what everything else is, but maybe. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. This is a crystal ball, which would have been, that was Hero's. No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. Is that all I can search here, the crystal ball? Yeah, no. The deck of playing cards as well would be Celestia's. Is there a deck of playing cards? No, they're tarot card. I don't know what that is. But wait. Aren't those used for telling fortunes? Oh. It's just a coincidence, right? This is all hero shit. What the hell? There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up onto no particular order. And dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever stuffed this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. And again, that would be Hero. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible. I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. But the moment I looked inside that notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. Oh my fucking god. It's one of the only people that kind of makes sense, which is the most devastating thing about it. But I've been baited so many times into believing someone that isn't the culprit is the culprit. I don't even want to take this at face value because I feel like it's doing almost a disservice to the series at this point if I take anything at face value. What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hagagurai. Whatever. Is this our Yasuhiro? Well, it ain't the one that died a little way back. The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes. That would mean he attended classes here? He was held back. No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to this school at the same time the rest of us. And we were all sucked into this evil world. We never had a chance to take any classes. So what is this? Or again, yeah. Or it's the case of... I don't know why they'd put them in here though, but these are the notebooks he took from when we were all in the school prior to this killing game. Because I'm still on that. These are notes that he's not going to recognize, but they are notes of his because he took them while we were struggling in school, when we were all having a good time. When we had our groups and shit, and Hifumi was trying to rizz up Celeste and I was plotting his death. All that good shit. Alright, was that the final one? No, I think there's one right here. Okay, yeah. Good thing I didn't miss that. Oh. Well, never mind then. Still was worth looking at. No. Most one of the broken ones are still open, I guess. Alright, well, I guess I'll go through them all one more time since, it's telling me I can't leave yet, but what else do I check? Oh. I don't think I even checked this metal plate before. Alright, it's just coins. That wouldn't be a thing. Alright, so I can still check these ones here. I can't imagine any way to get inside. Yep, alright, just open that one. I guess I didn't check this metal plate either. Is that it? No, okay. Yeah, it'll just kick me out right away if there's nothing I looked at. Now let's see what we've got inside. Nope, nothing that could be a clue. Is that it? No. Okay. A little notebook it looks like. What is that? Oh, it's a pocketbook. Yeah, sure. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure whose it is. But there's some writing inside. It could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I'd better take a look. It looks like a girl's handwriting. Oh. Based on the look, it could be either Kyoko's or Celeste's. And all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote it was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was slipping through the notebook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. Oh, nice! New shot for this. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster. It is Kyoko's handbook and my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. What the fuck was happening outside of this goddamn school? This is the only way we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. Interesting. I mean, there's really no other way of going about it, right? For whatever reason, our memories were wiped, and we have been in school, presumably for an entire school year is what I'm thinking would be the time skip here. Oh, so that also means that Kyoko did, in a way, I guess, get a closure with her father. Because she might not have wanted him It's like, she might not have wanted him in her life anymore, but from an authority standpoint, she could accept him as her headmaster. Not as any kind of relation to her beyond professional, not as blood, but as the professional headmaster of the school. She could accept him as that for however long Hope's Peak would have lasted for. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this particular case right here. But yeah, it also means she did have that that talk with him, and that possibly he was trying to you know, get back in good graces and life again. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was, and I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hasn't seen her dad since he left her when she was little. Oh, we're going back to it. Yep. Damn it! What does it all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I searched the last page, the question mark spinning through my mind just started spinning much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized. Scrawled? I don't know how to pronounce that one. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Fair enough. There's a second despair. Interesting. Alright, so I'm assuming, but the more I see, the less it makes sense. Because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to people here? Because they do. Because we've... Oh my, sorry. A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro. A pocketbook that seems it belongs to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation. But if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward. And I have to believe in everyone. Again, there is. We know that Kyoko at the very least had her memory fucked, which means that we all had our memory fucked, which means we've been here before for quite some time. Can I reveal this to Kyoko now, or is this a trial, sussy thing? Alright, yeah, just a trial thing then, just a sussy trial thing. Alright, just from this floor alone, how much evidence did I get? 8 pieces, and we're only, like, one part of the school down. Holy Christ. I don't even know how long this part would have gone on for already. This is gonna be... Like, even by my standards, this might even be like another 4-hour part. Just for the investigation. I can guarantee this one time, though, that this investigation will be its own part, and there is nothing more to say about it. Yeah, I was just checking if I can check all the rooms now. Alright, so let's try someone that is that's alive. Nothing? I swear Byakuya is down here somewhere. Oh, I like completely went over him. Alright, yeah, we can't check there. Alright, well let's go check in what we do know we have new now. Full floor start off with. We got some rooms to check out now. I kind of want to leave that Monokuma door to last. But we still have the bio room. No, the bio room was the 5th floor, wasn't it? Yeah, I was misremembering right now. And then we have the dojo to check out again. Let's have a look here, why don't we? This looks more like a morgue. Well, here I am in the bio lab. It's so cold. It's like abnormally cold. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold to preserve bodies? This looks like a fucking morgue. Yeah, look at this shit. There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. And on the left side, there's a bunch of glowing blue lights. But on the other side, some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. I've seen something like this before. Oh, that's it. I've seen this kind of thing in horror movies and stuff. It's a morgue. It's a fridge for storing dead bodies. Does that mean this biolab is actually a morgue? Yeah. All the bodies that we've lost throughout the game, other than Mondo's, is here. I should probably take a closer look around. Yeah. Oh, what? Did I click on the, Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I was trying to, click on the desk. Oh, there's some kind of booklet here. Instruction manual. We offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. In addition to the germical lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. Interesting. Simply insert the cadaver and the blue light will let you know your automatic systems have been activated. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimal settings. With our system, anyone can keep a fresh body as Daisy for as long as you need. That is disgusting. Was that not only meant for a morgue, but like to preserve life in general? And then like unfreeze them later, like kind of that thing of like, you know, waiting. Oh yeah, that actually might have been it actually. It's in an unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm sound will sound immediately. The exterior is stainless steel and we do offer an optional leather upholster upgrade package. This is the instruction manual for the fridge. Well, looking around, I think I get it. Seems clear to me now. It's some kind of makeshift morgue. Yeah, was it kind of like... Because obviously they didn't expect anyone to die, but they're talking about preserving the best of the school. So was this kind of meant as a way to, you know, cryogenically freeze the students until such a time as where they would be in a safer world? Because they're going over about the thing that the world outside is just kind of fucked right now, whatever that means. And they're trying to preserve the students' life literally in every capacity, both to give them a school life here, but also to freeze them so that they may be unfrozen at a time to where it's all good again. Is that what we're doing with this shit? About those lights by each slot. It looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, the blue light comes on, which would mean inside each slot lit up in blue. Another one of the victims is. Yep. Alright, I just want to can't let my emotions take control right now. There's only one thing I can do for everyone who's died. I don't know how you fit Sakura in one of those, and that's defeat the mastermind. And to do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other option. I just want to make a quick check. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. I think that's right. Yeah, because obviously Mukuro will be part of that now, so I do believe so. And yeah, we have 8 left, which is interesting. Unless the headmaster was a part of that, but that only accounts to 7. There's still one other one there. Anything else? Alright, we got a bunch of tarp. There's a stack of tarps here. Probably what they kept the bodies, what they put the bodies in the machines with. I've been seeing a lot of those lately, seriously. God, there's no way even the monitor works here. But I think that's it for the biolab. Oh yeah, so I was right. It was kind of like a just a morgue keeping the bodies there. They weren't just they weren't throwing them in the incinerator. Very much the opposite. They were freezing them. Why did I go in here? I meant to go in the dojo. Huh? Oh yeah, the body's gone. Mukuro's body. It's not here. He already put it in the morgue. Yep, nothing's here, really. The sprinkler control panel. They're set to turn off, yep. Oh, I can't collect the same evidence anymore, despite the fact that I'm still doing the trial. That's interesting. That would be sick, but no, I really doubt it is, yeah. I didn't find anything even close to a dead body. But if it's not here, then it must be... Could it be in the biolab? Yeah. But corpses aren't the only thing I need to check in here. There's also one other thing. The tarp. The tarp played a key role in the other case, so... I better look into it. Yep, it's the same tarp as well. The killer used the tarp to keep the sprinklers from getting the body wet. Which means the killer might have left some clue behind here. Huh? Yep, from the biolab. I didn't notice this before, but there's a small stamp on the corner of the tarp. It says biolab? Then this originally came from the biolab. Nice, tarp has been added. It's going to be very interesting because we're using the same evidence now for different purposes, so I'm so curious how we actually play that out practically. It's that pickaxe, and it still has the diamond. Oh, it has the symbol as well, not just the words. But it's not evidence. Interesting. It's that lawnmower. I don't think it's related to the case. You don't think. Never think, you know. Never be silly and just think something like that, because it always could be true. Okay. Well, I guess it's a good thing I came in here then, because obviously the fact that the body's been moved now. That's why I really needed to check here. I don't even have these monitors. A normal PA announcement would work just as well. Maybe it's just to give us something to look at. I'm glad now the monitor finally is the discussion there, and the chickens are just left alone, mourning their old friend that was lost. Hey, finally found someone. Oh, Toko, is this where you were?
What do you want?
I'm so disgusting, you might want me out of your sight. No, that's not it at all. I just thought maybe you'd found a clue. Well, I haven't. I didn't find anything. Not one single clue. I figured since this place was related to the case, it would have something, right? But there wasn't anything out of the ordinary here. Give it back! Give me back my precious time! Calm down, Toko.
What's your problem?
Don't tell me to calm down! Do you have any idea what I'm going through right now? When everyone finds out, they're gonna call me useless, good for nothing. Byakuya would say that. Master, seriously, he would say that. I'm not sure I can disagree with that. I don't want that! I'm sick of always being looked down on. Why won't anyone accept me? Well, I don't think there are any clues here, so maybe I'm just gonna get going. Yeah, let her have her emotional breakdown again. Alright, there's a bunch of wooden lockers in here. We found a clue in here, but it was just the mastermind's attempt to frame Kyoko. That target seems pretty far away. I'm always amazed to see what people can do with a bow and an arrow. And of course, some change where they drop it off when they go back to collect the arrows themselves. A suit of armor is on display. It's extremely Japanese. I guess we're done. Alright then, so the only new area then is the Monokuma door. That's all we have left. No, sorry, no. The headmaster's room too. The question is, what I want to check first. Hey, I'm here, why not? Might as well. Hello, Hina.
Hey, Makoto.
Ah, Makoto! Are you here to look around too? Is that what you're doing? Yeah, I can't help but wonder about that Monokuma door.
Yeah.
So I figured, if all the doors in the school had been unlocked, that one should be open too, right?
But...
Although I couldn't bring myself to open it. You're still fucking useless in a trial.
'Cause, I mean...
It might explode, right? That'd really suck, so you open it. I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. It's because I'm a boy and I have to do the manly responsibilities because you women can't handle yourselves. Okay, so I guess I'll open it. Oh wait, let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded. Hina raced over to the nearby desk and hid underneath it. Alright, go ahead. Everything will be okay, right? This is the second time I'm opening a door that might blow me up. Fuck me. Deja vu much? I threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than I expected. What the fuck? There was no explosion, thankfully. What the fucking hell? My first impression was like the ultimate VR experience. Whoa, this place is totally sci-fi. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. What is this device? It looks like some kind of control panel. It's really over the top though. Like some kind of military installation or something. Yeah, it kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right? Hifumi'd probably freak out if he saw it. Cockpit. So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit. Then that could mean...
Okay.
Alright, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons. Hold on, you can't just do whatever to something like this. But it was too late. Hina was already japping away at the control panel.
Huh?
Yeah, his little theme played there, but Monokuma isn't on the screen yet. Did you hear that? Yeah, it came from the other room. Hina, what did you push? Oh, this might be where they control Monokuma. Although the lever is bear-shaped or paw-shaped. I'm not totally sure, but I think it was that one. The button that says Data Center. Data Center? I took a good look at the control panel, and I saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of a room next to it. And just like Hina said, there was one labeled Data Center. That must be the one she pushed. But the Data Center, that's right next door. The room we were just in. That's where the strange noise came from. The Monokuma entrance noise, to be specific. I probably better go check it out.
Yeah.
Yes, please. I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now, so I'll just cheer you on from over here. Fuck you. You might be hot, but fuck you. Alright, where are you, you berry bastard? Did I just hear what I think I heard? A single Monokuma. Is that Monokuma? It's a Monokuma. Just one of them. So that that room is where they control Monokuma directly from. It's not the headmaster's office per se, it's just where the animatronic is controlled. Hey! Oh, nice. Grrr! Give me all your donuts! Hina shouts, no! Is that you, Hina? What? Aw, man, busted. How did you know? What the fuck? Yeah. Oh my god, that is the room. Yeah.
Say what?
Anyway, what is this? Some kind of control remote camera kind of setup? I don't know what voice to do for this now. You don't even know what you're controlling.
Hello.
Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here.
Found it.
I should probably do Hina. Guess what I found? A self-destruct button, and that's what she did to Mondo. Or what the headmaster did to Mondo. Whatever you do, do not push it.
Too bad.
Aw, man. Were you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it and the control panel inside is the place that you control all the Monokumas in the school. The fact that he's just standing now is honestly kind of disturbing. That's like more creepy than anything we found so far. Whoa, hey Mikado, what the heck was that just now? Monokuma. Huh? What do you mean? What you were controlling just now, it was Monokuma.
Huh?
Monokuma? What, for real? Yep, it looks like the panel definitely controls Monokuma. Which means the mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room, but they're not here anymore. Yeah, they were definitely in here. The mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. And this control room is totally separate from the data center area with all the monitors. In other words,
Hey,
maybe the mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time. Yep, they literally cannot. You were right on the money with that one, Kyoko. Kyoko's theory was right. But if the mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that means they've been inside the school this whole time, right? I guess that would have to be true. Yeah, but that's the problem. If they are controlling Monokuma from in here, how are they controlling him during the trials when everyone's together? So I'm pretty sure if they're trying doing some jittery shit with a remote control or something, you would have eventually noticed it. Especially someone as perceptive as Kyoko would have noticed that. But if that is true... Yep. Then the mastermind, Monokuma's puppeteer, really is the 16th student? No, it can't be. There's no way, right? Monokuma control room has been added to the Truth Bullet section in your e-handbook. What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like that face you're making. Oh no, it's nothing. Okay. What about you? Is everything alright? Oh, well, it's just... This is where the mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something. I can't say it isn't possible. But I really hope it's not true. So, like... You want to leave soon? There's still lots of other places to check out. Yeah, good point. We can't waste all our time standing around here. Okay, you want to get going? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like someone really should kind of keep guard of the fucking room that controls Monokuma, of all things. Like, seriously. That kind of seems like a priority check here. What was that? As soon as the door to the data center was closed, I heard a strange sound. Whoa, my voice just totally crapped the bucket there. What was that? Ah, shit. Ah, the door, it just locked on its own. What? My hand shot out to grab the doorknob. Well, fuck. You're right, it's locked, but why? Of course it's locked, because the data center is now restricted. Monokuma?
Just a second.
Hey, no fair, you can't just go around restricting whatever you feel like.
Hey,
It's for your benefit. Because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Fair point. So what, was the mastermind just hiding under one of the fucking desks while we were in there? What the fuck? Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just up and stopped moving. Then that room.
Yep.
As you may have guessed, that's where my controls are. So right now, you're being operated by someone in that room?
Yes, indeed.
Correctamundo!
You're a liar.
That doesn't make any sense. They were hiding in the room. Probably in the corner, probably under a desk, or even right behind the door itself. We were just in there, and we didn't see anyone. Oh, you didn't, did you? Are you sure you were as thorough as you could have been? Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hatch? Fair enough. No way! The hatch on the floor? Oh, the floor. Motherfucker. It's perfectly thin person shaped. That was your one big chance, and you blew it.
Too bad.
Of course, the hatch can't be opened from outside anyway, so whatever. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. No one but my master can dare control me. It's kind of like a Toko and Byakuya situation, but just more literal. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. Peace. He's gone, but was he telling the truth? The mastermind was hiding in there? In fact, if you think back to when we got locked out of the control room, that proves it for sure.
Huh?
Then, when I said we should leave... Well, the hatch couldn't be opened from the outside anyway, right? So it's not your fault.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, we don't have to... We don't have to... Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left. You're right. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping my body moving.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go run around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice, you got me all motivated again.
You got it.
Okay, I'm out. See you later. Hina took off at a full sprint. And I have to do what I can too. That's the only way to move forward. Alright, so we still have the headmaster's room left, but that's cool. Not really a surprise that's the room that controls Monokuma, but the fact we now know that the headmaster is literally in there, we know where they are fully, that's pretty sick. Definitely locked. I figured I won't be able to get into the data center. I wonder if the mastermind was secretly fuming at the fact that we were controlling a single Monokuma. It's like their precious toy that they've loved. Possibly since childhood. Ah, there you are, my boy. This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this may be the first time seeing it for myself. Ah, Makoto, it's you. Oh, Byakuya.
Come on.
Hey, Makoto.
Not possible.
Damn. Damn! Are you ignoring me? I think I'll forgive you. I think I'll forgive you that just because you're you. You think that I'll forgive you just because you're you?
Such ignorance.
When we get out of here, remember this moment. What in the fuck? That is like the most terrifying thing he's ever said. Especially because it's Byakuya. Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? What do you mean, something interesting? Take a look at this. Just what I was about to pick up. Yeah, Class 78, student roster. It was the top of... Gotta be honest, my voice is kinda... killing me right now. Class 78, student registry. It contains profiles of all of us, and Mukuro.
So in other words...
Apparently, Class 78 refers to us. Wait, when we found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room...
I see.
That's right, it was also mentioned Class 78. That must be where Kyoko got the page. This must be where. Yep, and that does make sense. And since the rest of the profile are listed in there along with hers...
In other words...
There can be no doubt Mukuro was a student here at Homespeak Academy, just like the rest of us. Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student. That must be how Kyoko learned about it. But it seems that Kyoko was in a hurry. What do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper had been crumbled. She must have been in a hurry. Well, since she snuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible. But what's your point? She was in so much of a hurry that she only got the first page. The first page? Everyone else's profiles. Correct. Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages. Interesting, okay. Oh, that's sus, okay.
So in other words...
When it comes to this profile, there was more information about Mukuro that we still didn't have. What kind of information is it? I'm ready. My body is ready. Why do you ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you? I read to you once before. You dare ask me to do such a thing again? It seems to be some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself. I don't know what kind of man he was, but I'm glad he left with such an interesting clue. I was half listening to Byakuya as I skimmed through the report. Oh, we got a face! We got a face at last! Mukuro reappeared suddenly, and in the background an entity floats. Close, but just out of reach. The entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now, I can't be sure if this is a single person or some kind of group. Whatever it is, Mukuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. I have a bad feeling about all this. I just need to push forward with my research into the Ultimate Despair. So I guess even though Daddy didn't want to embark on the destiny and the tradition of being the detective, he kind of ended up doing that anyway. By controlling the most powerful school in the country, he probably had a lot more, access to information Kyoko and the other detectives didn't have at the time. Is that like a Floyd to get this to do his job in a different way? And I need to pay attention to Mukuro's behavior too. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous. Despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Fenrir. When she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. But she did have some on the corpse. Naturally, I want to believe in her. She's one of my students after all. But if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I will be forced to take all reasonable measures. Interesting. Mukuro was a part of the ultimate despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about that now. But wouldn't that mean Mukuro and the Mastermind were allies? So why? Why would they kill Mukuro? Plus, even with the headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Mukuro was capable of. It could be a, you know, different divisions, like she was like she was, you know, combat centric, whereas the Mastermind was obviously a more intelligence gathering and just an intellect in general. You know, that would be why they kind of feared them. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. And only a proper strategist can do something like that. Or maybe it means the Mastermind is even stronger than Mukuro was. That too. What's wrong, Makoto? Huh?
That's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought. Well, I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information within the file that you should note. What is it? Did you notice the picture in there? A picture of a girl perhaps you've never seen before? Yep. A girl who seems to be included as part of our class 78. Maybe I should just be saying 7-8 instead of 78. And that should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. 5'7", 97 pounds, and it even lists her vitals as 312232. Well, what do you think? What do I think? Are you asking me, like, if she has a nice body? Oof.
Stop talking.
As if Byakuya would ever ask that whatsoever. You hopeless idiot. What I'm trying to tell you is maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean? Wait, is he trying to say... Possibly, but the body's been moved either way. There's a chance the body isn't actually Mukuro? Is that what he's trying to say? Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible. But it wouldn't hurt to confirm, right?
It's all clear now.
That's all I was trying to say. What you do with that information is your business. So I'm back to being Byakuya's errand boy. Alright, well we have a clear picture of her now, which is cool. Oh, and one last thing. It's a bit of advice from me to you, so I suggest you pay attention. Got it? Advice for me? You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. It's not that we're getting along, she's just done a lot to help me. Well, don't put too much faith in her. Really.
In other words...
The cost of that faith might be more than you can afford. What are you saying? Just what I think. Call it a hunch. So we still have Byakuya against Kyoko. What side to take in this, I have no idea. That is so terrifying, honestly. Because I don't want to go against the boy, the goat, but I don't want to go against my girl either. So, I mean... Shit, that's terrifying. A hunch. But my hunches tend to be proven right. The advice is free this time. Take it or don't, as you will. I'll keep it in mind, thanks. Alright, so we still have more to look at, obviously. There was even a camera in the fucking headmaster's office. Oh, we got our stuff from before as well. Well, kinda. There are trophies and even a shield in the display case. What else was there? Oh, of course, all the documents on the floor. There are documents scattered all over the floor. Somehow it makes me feel anxious. But nothing important. Right, what happens if I just click this now on my own? Apparently that's us. That's the profiles of me and everyone else I met at the beginning, and Mukuro. Alright. Oh shit. Oh shit! Oh, this is it. This is it.
This is a school announcement. Is everyone working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely? Well then, Since you're all giving it your best,
Oh.
your generous headmaster will give you a little hint.
Oh, we're not done yet.
For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
Sure. Interesting. So a hint now. Now he wants to give us a hint? It's suspicious. There's no doubt about that. This could be a trap. But even knowing that, you can't pass up this opportunity. He said to go to the gym, right? That he did. Oh, hey, hero. Makoto, man! Why do you act so surprised? Seriously. Oh, no reason. You're in Monokuma's announcement, right? Are you here to find out what he has to say, man? I just did, actually. I'm on my way out. You already talked with him? What did he say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go, man! There's a spirit in there, a ghost! Hero, wait. There was no point in trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. Hero. It was like he was trying to avoid me. I was hoping to talk to him about the notebook I found in the locker. He has to be hiding something this whole time. No, I don't think he knows at all about those note pages at all. Oh, we get the whole thing here. Excluding Hero, I guess. Oh, no, just us.
I am Monokuma!
Hello, hello! Welcome, welcome, hello! Are you ready for your final hint? Well, it just so happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you. The envelope? Oh, fair enough. This must be the envelope. And just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside. Well, thanks for the pre-warning, I guess. What? Don't worry, just get on with it. Monokuma's cryptic words didn't make me feel any better, but I picked up the envelope and opened it. Alright, so we've had Mondo, Leon, and Chihiro are out. Celeste, Sayaka, and Hifumi are out. So this one has to be, God, that's way more than 6. Way more than 3 each for 6. So we have Makoto, Kyoko, Byakuya, Toko, Hina, Hiro, and, man, that's 7. We have Mukuro too. Oh, no! We have everyone! What the hell? And literally, for some reason, Celeste, Leon, Sakura, Hifumi are the only ones not wearing school uniform. I don't get how Japan's system works, honestly. Like, either they all wear it or none of them do. What the fuck? This is weird, but yeah. This is like... It's just confirmed at this point. They were a class for a year, and somehow memory wipe happened, and we were most likely the tragic school students that got fucked in the tragedy. That is almost like... That is pretty much just confirmed at this point. But my god, everyone in these, oh my god, this is a real treat. Everyone in these uniforms is just great. Obviously, Kyoko and Toko, the antisocials in the back. Byakuya, a little forward because he's a little easier talking to people, but still doesn't give a fuck. Sakura and Hifumi are an interesting one. I'm not really sure what's going on there. And then, of course, Celeste is in the back as well, just on the other end. Hiro chilling with Mondo, it looks like. Mukuro, who, again, we know nothing about, is just honestly kind of dead. Even her eyes are just grayed out, which is kind of weird. But Taka and Sakura looking pretty proud, honestly, of themselves, which is nice. And then, oh, that's such a shame. It looks even like Leon and Sayaka were friends, and they look like they're getting along pretty well. What's interesting to note, though, is that Taka is fucking hiding Junko's face. What the hell was that about? That's... kinda... weird. Why is that tie of Junko's red and black? You can also see a bit of her bra too, but why is that tie red and red? Why is that tie fucking black and white, Junko? There's no way. There's no fucking... Is it her? Is Junko the mastermind? Because she's the only one Monokuma took out, but how the fuck would she have survived that? How would Junko have survived that? I don't know, because yeah, like, I could make an argument for like maybe all the other deaths other than Leon's, but she died in like the most like cut and dry, you're fucking dead way imaginable by getting speared and harpooned constantly. I don't know, but it's the fact that there's a tie there, and it's also the fact that her face is just removed. What the actual fuck is that about? Alright, I feel like we need to go forward, and yeah, obviously you've got Hina and Chihiro smiling as well. Presumably, yeah, he's even wearing a girl's uniform, so he never did out that secret of his. See, I don't know how it makes sense. That's the only issue. Junko is kind of sussy in this image, but I don't know how it makes sense for her to be the mastermind, because I don't have any idea how she would have survived that fucking her execution. I don't know. It makes no sense. It featured a bunch of faces I recognized extremely well. It was everyone who'd come to Hope's Peak at the same time as me. But wait. Someone's behind Sayaka. She's the only one I don't recognize. Wait, that's not true. I do recognize her. That's right, when Byakuya and I were in the headmaster's room and we looked at that file. Honestly, that picture even looks kind of different from what she looks like there. It looks like her mum or something. Mukuro Ikusaba. Then this girl is... What? Why? Why is Mukuro here with everyone else? And even more than that, why are we with everyone else? Having everyone here pose like this is weird enough by itself. And we're all wearing matching uniforms. I don't remember anything like this. No, you're not all wearing it again. Quite a few of you actually are not wearing it, which is surprising. And now that I'm looking at it, it's not even everyone. Is it not? Oh yeah, fuck me, I didn't even think of Makoto himself. What the We're just gonna say you're behind Sakura for this case. I'm the only one not here. The picture has all 15 other students, but not me. That's really sus. Did you make no friends at all? So you just got pushed to the back of Sakura? But I guess that makes sense. After all, I don't remember ever taking a picture like this. I went to junior high with Sayaka, but the first time I met everyone else was when I arrived here at Hope's Peak Academy. So it's natural for me not to be in this picture, but what's definitely unnatural is for everyone else to be in this picture. Is that everyone else is in the picture. I thought everyone was like me and didn't know each other until we got here. But if this picture is real, then could that mean... This is kind of what the game comes down to, honestly. It's just me in a massive room against a small fucking toy bear. This picture, honestly, perfectly represents Danganronpa right here. I had to bring that up. That just perfectly, like, hits it. And could that mean... Could it be? Everyone else and just me. Everyone here except me is... How long are you gonna keep up this rambling... Oh, I don't know how to say that one. Soliloquy of yours, Hamlet? I don't know.
What are you gonna do?
You're kind of getting in the way, standing there, you know. So, I mean, get out! There's others I have to show this to, too. But, I told you, I'm not fielded any questions.
Unbelievable.
What kind of mystery would it be if I gave you all the answers? That'd be totally out of left field. I guess that means he's done talking. And that's a bullet. That's a truth bullet too. Oh, that is sus. We are getting very juicy. In the end, all I found in the gym was even more confusion. And when that confusion in hand, I left the gym dejected. Alright. How does that count as a hint? It just made me even more confused. Well, there's the thing of, again, Kyoko's memory had been sussed out, and obviously you have had ideas that you needed to stay here yourself. Is that what Monokuma was going for? So obviously, it seems like you all agreed to this, honestly. But for whatever reason, the mastermind kind of took that plan and, you know, changed it to suit their own desires with the wiping of memories and everything. Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse me? But it looks so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that? Which would mean everyone but me. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. That should clear this all up. No, I have to clear this up. For real. Alright, so that means we gotta start finding people. So where is everyone? Nope. Byakuya's in the archives, fair enough. Dude, if I'm actually right and it's Junko, I would... Oh god, that would be so fucking crazy. But again, I don't know. Her ultimate doesn't really retain to anything going on. And again, I have no idea how she would have survived that Monokuma bait. Alright, so he's scurrying around the archives. Oh, Byakuya. Listen, do you think we can talk? Yeah, he's just fucking befuddled as well right now.
That's enough.
Yeah. I have nothing to talk to you about. Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Hey, Byakuya, wait! But of course he didn't. He just walked away. What the... Why was he acting like that? Like he was purposely trying to avoid me. It's because either the image itself, the fact that that's something he doesn't know about, or because you specifically weren't in the image, in the photo, Mr. Makoto. That's exactly why he's doing that. Alright, well that's one hostile member of the group now. Where's everyone else? Alright, we got some few here. Alright, the biolab, the garden. I don't think the floor for the gym, or the sorry, the second dormitory is accessible on the map. So we'll just go here. Presumably Kyoko is probably still in there because I didn't see her anywhere else. Bum 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 bum. So this is where you've been hiding. Listen, I was hoping to talk to you. Makoto! Sorry, gotta... Fuck. What? She ran off so fast, I didn't even have time to ask her to stop. Hina? Why? Why don't you talk to me? No one trusts you now for some reason because you're not in the photo. So it's like, they're all friends. You are the self-insert, so you're not a main character. Or you're not a character. Alright, that's still just Byakuya. Let's see. Yeah, Toko was in the morgue. And again, I'm going to go on the second floor of the dorms again after that to look for Kyoko because there's like literally nowhere else she could be if she's not on the map anywhere. Doom. This theme's so good! I decided to visit the biolab one more time, and the first thing I saw when I got there... Well, you definitely don't want to pass out here, otherwise you will be a corpse, but... Did you see... Where's the blood? Toko? Oh, why would you fucking open one, you absolute bellend? Jesus Christ. Toko, are you okay? No. She's not dead, is she? She honestly might be. Oh, hey, Jill. We haven't seen you in way too long, and yeah, the temperature down here honestly could have killed you. It's cold, so cold. It's so cold. I think I might catch a cold. If you keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will.
I see.
What? Was I asleep? I must have fainted again. I bet you were standing there staring at me, getting all excited, weren't you? No, I wasn't.
Have you reached that certain age?
Damn. Oh, then what? Hot and bothered? Straight up horny? Pretty direct for you. Okay, why did you pass out? I don't know. Last thing I remember was waking up just now. What'd you do to Miss Morso? To Miss Moros? Oh, that's right. Your memory stops and starts each time you switch. Bingo Buzzinga! We share some basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate. It's nice to finally spend some time with Jill, though. I didn't do that in the main game. To my honest shame, I didn't spend any time with the other person I was most interested in. I don't say it like it's a bad thing. It's a blessing as far as I'm concerned. Because even if she forgets something, I totally remember. Yes! So it's like double the memory. It's more like half, but sure, why not? Interesting, so that's another truth bullet. What the fuck? So many things I don't know how to retain to the trial, but then again, we're not just figuring out the murder, we're figuring out everything. So there's so much fucking evidence. How much have I got already? 15. That's not too much, honestly. But what I want to know right now is, where's my little darling? Tell me now, or I'll slit your throat. I don't know. I'm sure Byakuya's around somewhere, doing his own investigating.
Yes.
By himself? I assume so.
I'm on fire.
I knew it. I totally knew it. I'm a total pro when it comes to all things master. Anyway, I gotta hurry. I can't imagine how lonely he must be right now. I honestly don't know at this point which one of you he's more excited to see or not. Maybe Toko because she's less, like, talkative, but I don't know. Her horny's just creepy. Toko shut off, her eerie laughter echoing behind her. Oh, I totally forgot to ask her about the picture. It wouldn't have mattered because Jill didn't see it. Well, there's no point asking Genocide Jill anyway. Besides, I have more important things to do right now. Why did Toko faint? There's gotta be some reason for it. And it's the only thing in here. A fucking body. The fridge is open. But I'm sure they were all shut last time I was here. That must be why she passed out. Kyoko? Right. Fucking hell, you've been there the whole time. That is disturbing. She faints so easily. Kyoko!
Makoto.
It's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay?
Indeed.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. No, you don't have to apologize. Seriously, I'm surprised you even did.
Listen.
But listen, about this room. Oh yeah,
It would seem...
It's a morgue. Yeah.
I knew it.
I suspected as much. And Toko must have looked inside the fridge, seen what was in there, and well, there you have it. You knew she'd fainted?
Indeed.
I was on my way here when Genocide Jack came running past me. Oh. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, the real reason became clear.
It would seem...
I imagine she came here to investigate, and when she opened that slot, the slot there, that's when she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. That's what. Why has everything got to be so difficult with her? To be fair, I imagine a lot of people would faint after seeing a body, especially since you don't know how long that body's been there. That could have been fucking. It could have been Sayaka, Leon, or Junko. All three of them died way before anyone else. Anyway, we should close it up. Don't want to leave it hanging open like that. Yeah, good idea.
Makoto.
Give me a hand with this. Kyoko approached the fridge, hands outstretched. But suddenly she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen.
Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. How come? Ah, because Mukuro's body is here. By all chances, that's the one you chose, Toko? Mukuro's corpse. Mukuro's body is inside the fridge?
I see.
Just like every other time, the Mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the class trial. The Mastermind did it? It's also a bit of a stretch to assume they were in the class trial when this happened. Or they were doing it during the class trial because, like, that Chihiro break in between the trial thing wouldn't have worked if that was the case. It was more likely at night time. Because they assume we would be doing the class trial over again, I guess.
So...
You may be right. Either way, now I can finally get a good look at the body. Oh, that's right, Kyoko didn't get a chance to check the body during the last investigation. No, she did not.
Makoto.
I need to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find a clue this time, and I'm going to grab the mastermind by the tail. Okay, so what should I do?
So then...
Why don't you just wait over there? I'll let you know as soon as I'm finished. Wait in the corner like a good dog. Just wait over there? That's it? Alright. Well, there's nothing else to look at now. I've already searched everything. It's a fridge meant for storing dead bodies. I can't do it. I can't look inside. So what have you found? I should ask Kyoko about that group photo. After all, she's in it too. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I want to talk to you about something. What is it? It's about the announcement Monokuma made earlier.
Whew.
You mean the one about a hint or something? I didn't take him up on the offer. Oh, why not?
Because...
The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us, or cloud our judgment. That's exactly what it's done. I can solve this mystery on my own, without whatever hints he may have to offer. That's a good point. I wish I could go back and do the same thing, but what's done is done, I guess. Standing here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. You really wouldn't be able to tell anyway, like, not even a small chance. Is she right? Did the mastermind forge that picture and trap us as a trap to confuse us? That's gotta be it. There's no other explanation. There is! And again, you're not taking into account all the information, Makoto. Memories have been missed and severed and misguided throughout the game, so come on. This is definitely a possibility. Oh, I guess we're done with Kyoko then. Well, what more do you want me to do? I already looked through this instruction manual, more importantly. What, you want me to check the others? No. Oh. Alright, what did Kyoko just say? It would seem the blue light comes on when a slot is occupied. Okay, we knew that. 9 lights? Oh, there we go. Okay, so there's 9 lights. So, again, let me think. Sayaka, Leon, Junko, Chihiro, Mondo, Taka, Hifumi, Celeste, yeah, Sakura, and Thingamabobby. Mukuro, that is 9. Yeah, we're right. That'll add up. Again, what more do I look up? You know, I think I've seen this top somewhere like this before. Ah, that's right. That proves that the headmaster could have taken it because it's the only white tarp available. And if I remember, that tarp, it's from the biolab as well, yep. Which means, again, only Kyoko and the mastermind had access to that room, and it's definitely not Kyoko. And that's the tarp that was used to help camouflage the murder in the garden. At some point, someone got in the biolab and took it over. And took it over there.
Whew.
Okay, Makoto, I'm done. Already? Jeez, that was fast.
Indeed.
Anybody can do good work if they're slow. In that spirit, I'll make my report brief. Fair enough. So did you find anything?
Indeed.
I paid careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood, and it seems highly likely that... The stomach wound and blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. Interesting. Really? The burnt tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings. So that means neither of those were the fatal injury, right? What the fuck? What killed her? Was it another poison case? Then what was the fatal injury? Due to explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. And that knife is not long enough to go through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So yeah, these wounds very well might have been what killed them. The only other option is the other wounds, but the file said they were old.
Is that right?
So it was a slow death? Where does it say they're old? Huh?
Because...
All the Monokuma file says is that they were inflicted at least several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference.
Wrong.
Well, the difference is immense, considering the impression they give.
Listen.
You seem to be equating several days old with simply old.
However...
But that doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds make it sound like they've been there forever. Like they're not related to the murder. Are you saying they are? But we all got the Monokuma file right after she was killed, right? If the wounds were at least a few days old, then there's no way they could have had anything to do with it. Not quite. I don't know how, but Kyoko's leading us in a direction.
So then...
What if Mukuro herself wasn't killed within the last few days? What?
At the very least...
Certainly you can allow it. You can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? One of many?
Right.
A detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins imagining as many possible scenarios as they can, yep.
In other words...
They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then, as they investigate, they test what they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work. Are you sure? I feel like you still kind of have the hope that I'd make a good detective, Miss Kyoko. Since you have your memories, like your own instinct probably meant that. But yeah, I like how she's explaining, you know, with pride, she's explaining her job now, since she hasn't known it for quite a while. But beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep it in mind for the future. All right, Kyoko's account has been added.
Hey.
So if there's anything else you'd like to know about the condition of the body, now's the time. Come to think of it, there was one thing. Earlier when I was looking at Mukuro's profile, it listed her height and weight.
So
5 foot 7 inches, 5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds. Vitals were 312232. Did I get all that right? You remembered all that? They are indeed consistent with the corpse. So then...
Indeed.
Don't forget about the Fenrir tattoo. That's obviously no mistake.
Indeed.
Our victim in this case, without a doubt, Mukuro Ikusaba. Okay then.
And?
Is that all you wanted to ask? Yeah, I think so.
So then...
Then it looks like we have no further business with Mukuro's body. Let's get going. It's kind of chilly in here. Yeah, for sure. Oh wait, are we not going to put the body back? Do you think it's kind of sad leaving it out like that?
Why?
Sad? Did you forget? She was our enemy once. Sure, but morals and shit, you know. A part of the ultimate despair. But she still got killed. She's still a victim.
Hey.
Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Yep, obviously. Well, yeah, but still.
Whew.
You really are naive, you know that? Yeah, it's kind of like, you commit a crime of a certain capacity, especially if it's against us, and it's like, you deserve no humanity at that point. There's definitely crimes out there that suit that, and obviously to the victims themselves of whatever crime, that mentality is always just there. I don't necessarily disagree with that either. I think Kyoko has honestly got a point about that. It's really quite appalling. but she could have abandoned me, but she decided to help me instead. So for someone like that, what does it mean to be naive?
So then,
I think we've done all we can here. Back to our separate investigations, yes? Ah, hold on. Still have one more thing to do. Yep, the pocketbook. Obviously, yep. I need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in that locker. If I don't do it now, I'll have to do it in the fucking class trial. Hey, Kyoko. I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask.
what?
What? Go ahead then. Out with it. Have you really not seen your dad even once since you got here?
What?
The fuck?
So...
What do you mean? Yeah, she knows that you wouldn't ask that insensitively, so there's definitely something else here. Well, you know all those lockers on the second floor of the dorms?
Indeed.
I do, yes. But to get into any of the lockers, you need a handbook. You need the handbook of whoever the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open. Oh, was that Kyoko speaking? Whatever. Actually, I managed to get them open using the emergency handbook.
I see.
The one you found in the headmaster's hidden room.
And?
So, did you find anything worthwhile in the lockers? I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook. I don't have a pocketbook.
Why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because...
Like I said, only the locker's owner should be able to get into it, right? I can't imagine those lockers belonging to any of us, but they belong to all of you. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. In this timeline, yes. What I'm saying is, there's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense. But there was something written inside. It was about the headmaster. About your father.
What?
It's always a treat seeing that, like, just shocked Pikachu face on Kyoko.
If that's true...
Could that mean that video is real too? Her video from chapter 1! Oh, it must have shown her what she was doing before this.
Makoto.
I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined, yeah. You guys were, for whatever reason, the tragic incident of Hope's Peak Academy. What are you talking about? I need to go investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own two eyes. Okay, let me just give you the headmaster's handbook. That way you can...
So...
That won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with my own handbook. Yeah, if it's hers, and she's put it together, she's figured out, due to her own memory loss and the idea that she had a notebook, a pocketbook, she's kind of figured out that they've all been to Hope's Peak before, and none of them remember it. After all, it would seem like it's my locker. Your locker?
Makoto.
If you watch this, it'll all make sense. Class 7A Urgent Interviews, a DVD. And it says, yep, Class 7A Urgent Interviews.
So...
I found it in the hidden room after you left. Oh, okay, it wasn't her sus from chapter 1.
Anyway...
I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means, so just watch it and see for yourself. I think you'll realize exactly what it means. You'll understand why you found my pocketbook in a place none of us had ever seen before. None of this makes any sense right now. It does to me! I think I'm getting there, but I guess that means that there's some important clue on this DVD. Again.
Makoto.
Oh, and now it's my turn. Oh. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble? Always for you, girl. Always ramble.
In other words...
So as it turns out, the arrangement I made didn't stick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings. You're talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answers to the questions I wanted to ask for the rest of my life. And all because of the headmaster, or the mastermind.
However...
But there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness.
I
I swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. So yeah, the mastermind has both Kyoko and Byakuya set on killing their fucking ass. Both swear into it with every fibre of their being, and that is certain death. Again, if it's Junko, if it's someone I'm not considering, if it's one of us living right now, that's going to be one hell of an execution for them. Kyoko's eyes burned with the fire of determination. The determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness.
Why?
So why is it bother me so much to know he suffered? Because then, you know, if he found happiness, you're kind of at peace with him for that, as he kind of, you know, you don't want to admit it, but he did live a happy life in his own sick way, and that makes you, in some sick way that you don't even understand, happy for him. But knowing that he suffered, even if you wanted to hate him, especially after what you've already seen about the picture and the gift, it just proves that you were wrong in the end. You, the ultimate detective, couldn't find all the clues of your own family. How about that? It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. She let out a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow.
Whew.
So, that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right.
Hey,
But keep this in mind. There is only ever one absolute truth. Whether that truth serves justice or suffering. Whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope, obviously. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
So then,
Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Alright, I guess, yep, leaving behind that final farewell, Kyoko was gone. One final farewell for her, and we'll see her again at the trial, baby, so we must be getting close. I better get going myself. I got the DVD from Kyoko. I should head to the AV room to check it out. Kyoko said something about the hopeless truth. But no matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Even if it's the worst truth in the world. I can't afford to lose. Why am I doing this? I need to just go down to this first floor. I don't even know why I was bothering, How do I switch areas? That takes me to the second floor. Yeah, it doesn't do it. Oh, that's kind of sus though. And just change the map size. All right then. What mind-blowing sus are we gonna find now, guys? The last time we're in here was not good. Well then, I'd better take a look. I took the DVD Kyoko gave me and put it in the player. It said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on screen. We're gonna get jump scared. I stared into the black of the monitor. It must have only been a few seconds, but to me it felt like an eternity. And then, all of a sudden, an image appeared. That looks to be Daddy. So are these interviews? Because they're in the headmaster's office with the background. Sayaka! It took me by total surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka in who knows how long, and there she was.
Okay then, are you ready to begin?
Why did I sound like Mondo? That voice I heard was of the man positioned in one of the side in one. That voice I heard was of the man positioned on one side of the screen. It was the voice of the middle-aged man.
I do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation.
I wonder if they shared a voice actor, him and Mondo.
I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
And again, this audio is just horribly balanced. Even as low as it is, in conjunction with the dialogue, it's just so hard to hear with the voice acting. It sounded like he was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute.
Yeah, it is kind of like an interview and invitation and shit.
It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much. Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school.
What the fuck?
Can you accept that?
I don't even remember what voice I had for her. You want me to accept that? Sayaka was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who would agree to spending the rest of their life in this school? Except Sayaka, apparently. What?
Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe.
Look how far that went.
As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word.
So this did happen. So obviously this was... The isolation thing was a part of the headmaster's plan all along. So that's Sayaka. As if on cue, that's where the video cut out. There was a lot I hadn't understood up until now. But this, only this, I simply couldn't comprehend what I'd heard. Because I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so bad. She tried to frame me for murder. So why? Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? Because obviously, at the time, she knew something that we didn't. So that's interesting. So the program to keep the students here, it wasn't after we'd come to the school, it was during the process of enrolling in the school. So all those images we saw, the photographs of everyone in classrooms, that was post, that was all post, like, isolation agreement to stay in the school forever. That's why they all got along so well, because they kind of had to. What the fuck? This is so weird. They keep taking, like, every, like, twist and turn, and then adding another twist and turn onto every single piece of them. This is so hype. This is just... I don't even know anymore. This is just sus. This is just this, honestly. Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? Why would Makoto agree to that either? I guess it was just to... Out of the case of keeping all, like, the ultimate stars there, they just wanted to keep one common folk person safe all the time as well. Just to, you know, include everyone that makes up humanity, because it's not just all... It doesn't all deprive of just, you know, fucking elites. As I sat there thinking about it, I noticed a sudden light. On top of the monitor, the video I thought was finished flashed back on screen. Are we going to get everyone's mission? My eyes darted back to the screen. And if I was confused before, what I saw next pushed me right over the edge. Is it you? Yeah, of course it had to be. Huh? Huh? What I saw was me. Impossible. Undeniably me.
So, Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
Jesus, he said it so intense there. Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation. But I, the I in the here and now, had absolutely no memory of it. I had no memory of even meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down to talk to him like this.
Now, shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
We should have a different sprite from Makoto here, because this just does not look like it fits. I get it's kind of like he's trying to keep a mask and hide his emotions, but it just looks so silly. This can't be real. I said
I'm
yes?
sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
What the fuck is going on in the outside world? Are we at fucking nuclear war? Is it like uninhabitable? Is the planet uninhabitable now? What is going on?
But I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
Once again, the video cut out. From there, the video repeated the same scene again and again with the others. You gotta show Kyoko, it's like, come on. Even Byakuya, yeah, how did that go? Byakuya? Toko? Oh, that would have been an interesting one too. Yeah, Hina, what the fuck? Hina. Everyone. They all said that they agreed to live in this school forever. You gotta show me Kyoko. And then, the interesting sussy one. They did meet Kyoko. And look at that face. Somehow it looks like it has been slightly altered to make it look like she is looking directly at her dad this time rather than just her her default pose. She actually looks like with a certain stern seriousness in that one. Her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. But I doubt she had met him. She'd sat down with the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, her father. And when he asked her his question, she answered the same as everyone else. She accepted a life within the school. Just as Kyoko's interview was wrapping up, the monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't just the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened? Oh fuck. Oopsie, looked like it broke. Out of service. What? It just so happened to break just now?
Too bad.
Not even surprised, it's Monokuma. Now? Then? When? Doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right? Sure. Failure, my ass, you got the power on purpose. Well, whatever. If I even watched the whole thing, I'd just be more of the same. So, motherfucker is still cheating. You are still cheating. You dirty, dirty little bear, you dirty headmaster. You'd ask them the questions and they'd all say yes. I couldn't help myself. I let out a huge, exasperated sigh, but as I did, I remembered something.
That's right.
Yeah, she had. For whatever reason, the mastermind hit Kyoko. Well, we know why. It's because she was the ultimate detective, so she would have put this together anyway. She even did without having a memory, so that's how good she was. But yeah, it's the memory thing. A separation of myself, a disconnect, yeah.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember why what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey,
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine. It happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. A convenient outcome. Something that seemed to obviously work in favor of the mastermind. So does that mean I've lost my memory too? Yeah, yes you have. What about the others? All true. Have we all forgotten? Or... That's probably the most interesting piece of evidence that we can present in the trial. Now. Oh my god. Is it time? That was so fucking long.
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end. And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn.
Yep.
Although that dawn is totally pitch black.
Whatever you say, my man.
There is no storm that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again. Because the end is only the beginning.
We're beginning the end of the beginning could not fit anymore now that we're at the final part of the first game in a franchise. That's like the most appropriate thing you could get out of this.
Anyway, let's get started. The beginning of the end of the class trial.
Exactly.
Everyone gather once again at you know where.
So we gathered all our info, all our evidence, and we're ready to do this. I'm definitely taking a break before doing the outro. My voice is just on fire. It's about to begin again. The class trial is going to start. The final class trial. The last time all of our lives will be on the line. The last time hope and despair are on the line. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Alright then. This is the end. Then let's open these doors for the final time. I guess I'm the first one this time.
Makoto.
Nope. You're early, Makoto. God damn it, just once I wanted to be first. Does this mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now at least. But where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet?
However...
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll all be here soon. And just like that, she said. Byakuya? Byakuya? He's still pissed. He definitely went to Monokuma's hint. They arrived, one after another. But they were all in the same state of shock. Less shock and more pissed. Hina? Hiro, honestly, yeah, he is shocked, but yeah. Silence. Where's Toko? And it wasn't any normal silence. It was the deafening silence of fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial, yep. And there she... Oh, sorry.
For me and so I appear.
Jill, I meant Jill, and Jill's just the same. No suspicion or whatnot.
Oh, I'm on fire.
Strong, silent master is so wonderful, so cool, so hot. My loins are ablaze, Jesus.
Yes!
Well, it might be the last time you ever are, Jill, so I'd keep that thought in mind. Now listen, everything's gonna be fine if you just leave it to me.
My beautiful scissors!
With my scissor-sharp scissors in hand, I'll stab and gorge and shiv the master of evil. Honestly, if you give me an alternate ending that is actually Jill taking out whoever the headmaster is, with everyone else just watching and freeing us, and we're watching, like, maniac on maniac action, like the ultimate murderous fiend versus the ultimate despair, you get an instant 10 out of 10 regardless of quality of the ending and the whole rest of the game. That would be like the scene of all scenes of the fucking century. But I thought you couldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys. What if it's what Master wants? It can be a boy, girl, or anything in between. I can handle it. Fair enough. Ah, shit. Where am I? No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now. Yeah, rather have Jill with me. Is everyone here? Oh, and we're all gloomy. And we're wearing our gloomy Gus faces, I see.
Well now.
Okay, well then, let's begin.
Thrills, chills, kills!
This final class trial is going to be slaughtered in pitch black despair. Climaxium sorrow.
That's fine.
You're right, this is the final class trial. And this time, it'll be fair.
How strange.
What do you mean, this time? Stop with all the slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know.
Unbelievable.
If there was a Mr. Fair Guy Universe contest, I'd take home the tiara every time. Every year. I'm gonna win this game fair and square.
Today, I'm feeling white.
Super. I'm feeling white, okay. And I'll make sure everyone watching at home knows that despair is mightier than de hope.
Stop talking.
Enough of your tedious drivel. Begin the trial already. Sure. Let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below.
You guys.
Just don't try and run away. Sure thing, man. Laughing as loud as ever, Monokuma disappeared. Whatever.
In the name of my family.
This will be over in no time. With the inescapable confidence, Byakuya was the first into the elevator. One by one, the others followed. That kind of hurts. Nobody made eye contact. Nobody said a word. They just disappeared into the elevator.
Hey,
Yeah, of course she's saying it. They're all acting odd. Like they're paranoid, suspicious of each other.
however,
But you know why that is, don't you? Yeah, I think so.
however,
Well, you can tell us all about it soon. At the class trial. You're right. I'm ready.
so...
Ready to win, right? Ah, I love it. Love that face. Of course. You might not be the ultimate moral compass, but you really do bring morale to everyone, Kyoko. I'm glad to hear you say that. And then Kyoko was aboard the elevator. This is the last time we'll ever be seeing Hope's Peak Academy, guys. All those classrooms, the Mono machine, all of it. We are done. Step after step toward the gaping maw. I'd resolve that this would be the last time. I repeated it to myself that there was no fear, no mystery left. I pushed the anxiety down, calmed my trembling body, and finally, on steady legs, I passed the threshold and stood in the elevator. Without warning, it began to descend. Deeper and deeper, and deeper and deeper still. And deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper it fell. What is this, a fucking poem? I closed my eyes and sight fell away. All sound too disappeared. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for the last time. What could have been seconds or centuries later, I felt the gentle vibration of the elevator come to an end. I slowly opened my eyes. What is the final scenery? Oh, that's probably fair. We even got monitors. Oh my god, yeah, we're just going to show everyone the final trial. This is the final trial site? What do you think? Isn't it just perfect background for deciding a person's fate?
Yahoo!
It's the long-awaited last stage. The always exciting final boss battle. And I'm going to sit in on this one. I'll be... Oh! There's no chair for him. And I'm going to sit right in on this one. I'll just sit right here in the vacant 16th seat. Fair enough.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Yeah, because it's now us against Monokuma. He's not the spectator anymore. Well then, let's begin! Holy shit. We are absolutely saving. I have no extra scenes now. I don't want to... Oh, that's fucking hers, isn't it? Alright, we'll go with 20 on this one then. A special slot. Just for you. Alright then, and I am... That's going to do it for this part of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. I will have an outro, but I definitely need to take a break because my voice is on fire right now. And I ran out of water quite a while ago. So, guys, I'll see you in a second. Alright, guys, so we are back. And, yeah. We're going to be entering the final class trial of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc very soon. In fact, I think I'm going to record it right after this part. I think I'm going to record it after I'm done my my pre-ramble right here. So, you know, I doubt I'll give much of a theory talk in the beginning of the next part when we begin the trial, because I might get it out of the way right now. So I will say, it has been a night. It has been a night. I was just, my voice was in honestly too much pain. I didn't know how long this was going to go, so I just waited till the next day. But I honestly am pretty, I'm pretty set in that I think this is Junko as our mastermind. And I've thought about that because I've been thinking for a little bit now about it, and I think honestly there's been hints and foreshadowing signs here and there for it being Junko, more than what I said in that original in that photo. Because I'm pulling some stuff up right now. In fact, I think I can even just use my own. Yeah, I can just use my own part, can't I? I'm just gonna pull up my own part because there are things I did go back. I did rewatch. I did rewatch Junko's death in the chapter 1, and there are some things about it that honestly make sense. because they have done a very interesting job. Again, in the photograph, they very specifically covered Junko's face, and I even made a point of it in the part when I was looking at the picture of everyone, specifically of Mukuro, that her fucking eyes are just full on grey. And I'm looking at it right now through my own part. I'm looking at Junko, and her eyes are basically, they're the exact same. They are the exact same as Mukuro's eyes. So I'm wondering if the reason that they very specifically chose to they chose to censor Junko's face with Taka's arm is because Junko's eye color is different. And I honestly think that I think the Junko we met at the start of the game wasn't even Junko. I think it was fucking Mukuro in disguise. I think we had a switcheroo. So Murako was still in on all of this, but she was playing the part of Junko at the beginning of the game for the real one to control Monokuma, and that's the switcheroo, because a part of the thing we've been wondering is how on earth is the mastermind controlling Monokuma while everyone's together in the class trials, and I think that's it. I think the reason is because we had a fake Junko, and I'm even looking this right now in the... I don't know if this was fully intentional, it probably might have been intentional, but Junko's deaf body from those spikes, it's the exact same model as Murako's death. It's literally the exact same model, down to everything. Obviously, the the body's blown up, so the hair and everything is concealed by the kindling of the flame. But it's literally the exact same. And oh my god, I'm even noticing right now, dude. I'm literally looking at that fucking at that corpse, and she even had red nails. Oh my god, that is definitely her. So, oh my god, that's it. That's what makes the sense. The body that we saw that was blown up, that was Murako. It was her corpse from Monokuma. And the reason why the lab coat was thrown on top of her, it was to conceal the holes from the spears that Monokuma thrusted in her. That's why they had that's why the body itself was covered up, to show that there weren't any to conceal the holes in the corpse, right? That's the reason. And yeah, I need to pull up a different part. I need to look at Mukuro's corpse again on that part. What part was it? I don't fully know which part I'm at here. Okay, yeah, no, this is part 10. I need part 11. Where's 11? Do I not have 11? Oh, there it is. I was gonna say, yeah, because I just looked at Junko. Okay, it's not... Okay, no, that's prior. This is kind of sussy, but... Yeah, show me that body. Yeah, it's almost... Everything from its place, and even the boots! The boots are the fucking same as well, they're just charred. Oh my god, yeah, this was... Oh my god, yeah. Because I was thinking about it, right, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Some of it just doesn't... It doesn't add up. What was really kind of stumping me about the Mukuro thing was... Now, I guess it might be possible, but I had trouble believing that, you know, as badass as Kyoko is, especially when she was under memory issues, it just doesn't make sense how... If Mukuro tried to kill Makoto, how did Kyoko beat her? That's just the thing. I don't imagine that Kyoko would have been able to sneak up on the, She wouldn't be able to sneak up on the ultimate soldier. There would be very much, you know, an ultimate soldier would very much be able to pick up on subtle hints of themselves being, you know, followed. They would have been being followed, and they would have been able to take out Kyoko pretty easily. But if it was Junko under the Mucha mask, you know, she wouldn't have been able to do that. Because then I feel like Kyoko or Mukuro was definitely the soldier, so she was the physical, you know, she was the physical asset. Junko likely would have been, you know, intelligent stuff. She's not a fighter. She is not a fighter at all. And that's the only way that makes sense. Like, because again, Kyoko, as great as she is, she's not taking down the ultimate soldier. You know, the only one who could have done that, I feel like, would have been Sakura. and Sakura's not stealthy at all. That's the only way that makes sense. That's the only way that makes sense. Is that, again, Junko was the one who attacked Makoto, and she can't fight back as well as Mukuro can, so Kyoko got the drop on her, and she took her out. Because this also happened at nighttime when everyone was, you know, she saw that everyone was in the gym. She waited until everyone went back to the gym to just, you know, they gave up on Makoto, and then she came back to do the thing, but because she didn't have a read on where Kyoko was, she couldn't account for Kyoko, and then Kyoko took her out. The only thing that's kind of weird about that is that if Kyoko incapacitated her, why would she not have removed the mask and saw Junko underneath it? That's kind of the weird thing about that, right? It's that I don't know why Kyoko wouldn't have removed the mask. That's the weird thing about that. Unless this is, again, another one of Kyoko's kind of deceptions and she's not telling the whole truth, but I feel like we're kind of past that point now, right? So yeah, I think this is this was a bait. I mean, obviously this was a bait for the mastermind, but I think this murder was a bait and switch, you know, because obviously Jill went to remove the mask. They would have seen Mukuro disguised as Junko. They would have been like, what the fuck? So obviously the mastermind slid a bomb there to just char the body and make it completely, you know, unrecognizable, neither as Mukuro or Junko. That is the only way I think that makes sense. But I think it does make sense. So I think I have put together the mastermind. Again, I think it was an old corpse that they used was to deceive people to think it was a body, because obviously by that point the mastermind was breaking their own rules anyway just to get Kyoko out, so the regulations went out the window in chapter 5. They did that to get rid of Kyoko, knowing that she wouldn't be able to put that together because no one's going to assume you have an old body with everyone, and that's how that all puts together. That's how that all makes sense. And we know that you know, I've always known in other stuff that you know, I've always known that it was the beginning of the game. The mastermind was the one that killed the headmaster. The intro kind of just gave that away. You know, they shot them up in a fucking rocket. They brought them down, and that was dead. You know, so I always knew the headmaster, the real one, wasn't around. That was, you know, not really new to me. But I wasn't expecting it to be Kyoko's father. That's kind of the thing, though. We have a lot of evidence that I don't know how it retains to the trial itself. But then again, I have to keep in mind that we're not in a complete murder mystery trial. We're in a trial to discover everything. But even then, some pieces of evidence, I just don't know how it goes together. I honestly don't know how it goes together. But I think I've got a decent amount of it down, you know. Like, I think I do have a good basis for the mastermind's identity. Obviously, everyone, for some reason, everyone's mind was wiped when, you know, when we opened Hope Speak Academy's doors. Everyone's mind was wiped out. And then, you know, we have no memory of the life that we lived before, which, again, was probably an entire school year. The only thing, again, and this is the big one, the thing I don't get is why everyone agreed to this, you know, because everyone had hopes, dreams. We saw it with, you know, Celeste, with Sayaka, you know, we saw it with those two in particular. They were very much driven by the dreams they wanted out of life, but they both agreed in the interview to stay here forever. What on earth is going on outside to where that was the thing? Because Hope's Peak was built on being, you know, self-sustaining, a self-sustaining school that you could theoretically live in forever. And even when they got there, it wasn't a case of you will live here forever. You know, Kyoko's father very much said it's a strong possibility you might have to. So what the fuck is going on in the outside world that did this? And again, there's the big tragic event. The most tragic event in human history. That is such a big fucking... That's such a big claim. I don't know, because yeah, they go into it prior knowing... They go into the school knowing they would have to stay there forever, and I I can't imagine why. I don't know why that was a thing. I don't know why that was specifically a rule. I genuinely just, I don't know that. Again, unless we're in nuclear war right here, unless Japan is like under the threat of just being fucking completely obliterated, and somehow Hope's Peak has the means of defending the school and defending the people inside of it, I don't know how that fits together. I truly don't. That is the big thing that's kind of stumping me right now. But again, I'm just, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I feel like I've got some of this trial down, but I just don't know how we all fit it together. I'm so curious, you know, because we're going into this with such an interesting premise, you know, we have to figure out everything, and I'm so curious how we put it together, and also how our characters are actually gonna react to learning about all these memories that have been hidden, how they're gonna react to, you know, knowing all this stuff is legit, and knowing that, you know, all this stuff is like foolproof. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm so fucking hyped. I'm so excited. I'm so curious how it all works together. You know, I'm so curious about that. So I don't know. I think I have my theories down. Obviously, I'm expecting to struggle quite a bit in this trial, because I always do in the trials. You know, it's a case of, I feel like I know what I'm meant to do, or I feel like I know I've got it together, but I don't know how to present it effectively through the bullets. You know, I don't know how to present it fully through the evidence, but I'm gonna go into it, you know, strong. I feel like I'm not gonna struggle too much in this trial, but at the same time, again, I don't know. This is the big one. This is the final trial of Hope's Peak Academy, and this is going to be a very fucking long one. That is pretty much guaranteed. You know, that is a pretty big guarantee right there. So I'm really curious how this is going to go, and I'm just excited to get into it. You know, so yeah. This isn't really a long ramble, especially compared to what my other stuff has been like in the previous chapters, but I'm just ready. I'm at a point where I'm ready to go. I'm ready to kick into the trial itself. And I feel like I'm ready to enter the battle of hope versus despair. So guys, that's going to do it for this part of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. The next part is going to be the final part, where we unravel and solve all the mysteries of Hope's Peak Academy. And we are going to really stick it to the mastermind themselves. Likely a she. I feel confident in that. So guys, thanks for watching this part. It's a long one, and I hope to see you next time when we go into the final part of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Hopefully, I'll see you then.